Hi, my name is Dr. Carla Stanton. I'm a functional and family medicine doctor, and I'm just going to show you how I make my chicken bone broth. We know that bone broth is really good for keeping our tummies happy and healthy so that we can absorb our food better. And I'm going to make a chicken bone broth today, which will last me, 3 months if I put it in the freezer, or if I don't, I need to consume it within about a week. If we can, it's good to maybe drink about 250 mils a day. But it really depends on how healthy you're feeling or how much of a push you want to go for. I try and drink it a couple of times a week if I'm honest. So what we're going to do with this is a chicken carcass that I got from my farmer's market. It's a really good quality. I would always ensure organic at the very least. Ideally having some feet and back in there. The reason for having chicken bone broth is because it is very high in collagen. It contains components of collagen like proline and glycine, really important for liver detoxification and for your skin health. It also is really high in glutamine, which is a really essential amino acid for your gut, keeping it nice and intact and healthy. So I'm going to use this chicken carcass. It takes 24 hours to cook. I'm going to add 4 vegetables in here because I really like them, and these ones are particularly good for you in bone broth. So I'm going to put a couple of carrots in there, really powerful anti-inflammatory, contains high beta-carotene. I'm going to put a red onion in there, high in quercetin. Quercetin has been shown to be cardioprotective, can reduce blood pressure, really powerful antioxidant, mops up all the free radicals. I'm going to put garlic in there too, 4 cloves of garlic. Garlic is high in sulfur, and this is really important for detoxifying your liver. And I'm going to put a couple of chunks of celery in there. This is high anti-inflammatory. It also reduces uric acid, so good for joint pains. And I'm going to add some herbs to that as well. So there's a bit of thyme from my garden. You can put parsley in there as well, and a couple of bay leaves. I'm going to put some salt and pepper to taste, 6 to 8 tablespoons of apple cider vinegar, and I'm going to immerse the whole thing with water and cook it initially on high for 4 hours, and then reduce it to a low heat for the next 20 hours. So let's get cracking. So I'm literally just going to chuck my chicken carcass in my pot, and then I'm going to chop up my vegetables. Okay, so as you can see, I've just got my carcass in here and I've got my 4 veggies. So that's everything now immersed in water, and I'm done. Okay, so we're 24 hours on and my bone broth is ready to eat. I just thought I'd show you what it looks like once that 24 hours is up. So obviously I left it in my crock pot or my slow cooker for 24 hours, and then I let it cool. I then drained it using either a colander, or you can use a sieve, into the liquid elements and the solid elements. So this is what your bone broth is going to look like. It's been resting for some time now and it's nice and cold. So you've obviously got your sediment at the bottom, your main bone broth, and at the top you'll have a fat layer, which I'll just use a spoon and I'll just siphon off and discard in the bin. Now that's then your bone broth ready to consume. You can either heat it up to consume it, you need to use it within a week, or you can freeze it for up to 3 months. Now with my bits of bone, meat and the 4 veggies, as well as these herbs and spices I put in, I can either discard this, or what I tend to do actually is I'll discard the bones that I've been cooking in it, and you'll notice they're really quite soft and friable. They'll fall apart as you pick them out. So I separate the bones, and I tend to keep the bits of meat that were on the carcass and the veggies, and I'll actually, once I've siphoned off the fat, I'll actually add it in to my broth, so it makes a nice soup for me to have. And you can either just whiz it up in a blender, or you can keep your chunky veggies and bits of meat in there as you please. So there you go, it's as simple as that.